Whether you're a die-hard fan or just looking for a good laugh, this monthly series promises to deliver the unexpected with a dash of humor. Tune in as Gene and BT dissect the what-the-fuck moments that makes pro wrestling the exciting spectacles they are. It's time to let loose and embrace the madness with the WTF News Desk, where Gene and BT bring you the 10 strangest and most fun topics each month, leaving you entertained, amused, and eagerly awaiting the next episode.
Hey folks, we're live from 304 Studios in Jonesboro, Arkansas. This is an stspod.club production. Real quick, it's been a rough few weeks. I want to apologize for taking so long at getting WTF out. Gene is a busy man right now. He got a new job. He's doing a lot of podcast projects. And as everyone knows, my mom has been in the hospital if you follow my personal Facebook page. So never was able to hook up with Gene. I gave him the idea. I'll do it by myself this month. And then we'll be able to go from now on, hopefully, because I may record 10, 9, 8 one day and 1, 2, 3 another day. Who knows? But it will go out, and it's going out. And I say, Gene is off on assignment. This is episode 95 of WTF, episode 1050 of stspod.club. Make sure you check the podcast feed. I know that's where you're listening to this at, or you're watching it on stream. If you're watching on the stream, you want to follow our podcast feed, Shootin The Shiznit. You're not going to miss a thing. I also co-host season 2 of USWA Retro Podcast. You search Retro Wrestling Review Podcast, reviewing USWA 1991 week by week. Josh and Gene, fun stuff. I have a Patreon. Go to stspod.club in the right-hand corner. Join us on Patreon. Listen to some stuff for free. But, guys, we have 1,100-plus episodes uncut. When this goes off, I'll talk about stuff that I wouldn't talk about on the main feed. So we call it the B-side. And also we have exclusive shows. We have the CWA week by week in 1987. And then Gene and I do some right along ringside where it is us watching shows and just talking. It's not really a watch along, but it is. I just want y'all to know that. You can email us at stspodclub@gmail.com. We also at stspod.club. There is a link of all links in the right-hand corner. Join in Patreon, or we do the Shiznit Minute every day on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Rumble, X. Every day we're talking about the current wrestling scene in 1 minute. Been doing it for 3 years. Hadn't missed a dang day. 5-minute time limit. It's happening this week sometime. And also on Saturday, 11 a.m., the debut of the Power Pro Retro Podcast with Rob and Gene and me going week by week. This is a project that's going to take close to 4 years to complete. I'm excited about it, and I already feel tired. As you guys know, I like to do business on WTF. Number 3 most listened. This is just the audio feeds. In the studio with BT, episode 2, Rob Helt, episode 1039. Cassette Wrestling News, episode 17. That's episode 1038. And the number 1, and this was across the board, it is audio listens, but it's also video, streaming, everything. In the studio with BT, episode 1, Mike Anthony, episode 1037. Had 2.5 hours. You guys know I'm the best little wrestling podcast in the business. Well, that wasn't a little podcast, and I wanted to release it all at once. Came out very well. Thank you again to Mike Anthony. We broke our this month. We broke our all-time Instagram record again. Thanks for following us on Instagram. 38% increase on Memphis Wrestling YouTube videos month over month. A 33% increase on our STS Pod Club YouTube numbers month over month. We had some slight decreases in Memphis Wrestling Facebook and Rumble, but I wanted to note this. Per video view on Memphis Wrestling Facebook was up, and on Rumble it looks like a lot of people are watching the streams, like you're watching them right now. They're watching the streams of the shows, Rolling Into Memphis, and all the shows that we put out. But Rolling Into Memphis looks to have a good audience over there on Rumble. We had a 12% increase at TikTok month over month. Did good, still doing good, holding steady, not, record numbers breaking yet, but you never know what happens. All right, guys, let's get on with the show, as I like to say. I don't say that a lot here, do I? But I do say it when we're talking about Rolling Into Memphis all the time. So y'all guys, we'll start with number 10 like we always do. As you know, it's called, what is it called? It's called There's Something Strange in the Neighborhood, right? All right, here's what I want you to do. If you're watching the live stream, put in the live stream right now. No cheating, okay? No cheating. Put in the live stream right now. Which one of these items? Okay, let's do this. AEW Revolution on 3/18/26 featured a Texas death match between, MJF and Hangman. And here we go. What item on this list was not part of the match? Was it a garbage can lid, a staple gun, broken glass, barbed wire, jagged edge of a broom, a hypodermic needle, barbed wire, chain, light bulb, Oscar Mayer baloney, dog collar, wet towel? Did they have a wet towel fight? A diamond ring? All those things. Which one of those did not or was not part of the match? Please put it in chat, or you can message me. I know you'll cheat if you're not watching it live. But guys, that was crazy match with a lot of stupid shit. I'm sorry, guys. I just don't. Every pay-per-view doesn't have to feature a needle in someone's mouth. I'm sorry, it really does. All right, number 9. You guys know what this is. It's What the Fuck, Dave? What the fuck, Dave? Okay, so Dave says when it comes to Revolution, we're going to stick on that match by match basis. It may have been the best pay-per-view ever. Huh? Really? We have turned, Meltzer has always been this. He's always been a quality of matches or a star matches or it's all about the flips, the flops. It really is, guys. It's hard to say the best pay-per-view ever when we've had pay-per-views featuring The Rock and, Hulk Hogan. Stuff like that just unnerves me, and I never noticed it until recently, probably the last 10 or 15 years, probably the last 7 years, really. But here's something I don't get, Dave. He writes, death matches that both turn on some fans at a big level and turn off many others at an even bigger level. Talking about the AEW pay-per-view product of the Texas Death Match. He said, whether it's a good part or a bad part, it's up for debate. Me? Well, I hated it. But I also recognized that throwing all that out, it was an amazing match. He gave it 3 stars and 3/4. Almost 5. 4 stars and 3/4. None of that makes any sense. It's so contradictory. It turned off people. People liked it. I hated it. But it was an amazing match. What? What? None of that makes any sense to me. 0 sense. If you hated it, how did you give it almost 5 stars? Answer that for me. Please answer that for me. How did you give it almost 5 stars if you hated it? All right, we're up to number 8. I'm not a know-it-all, but I know more than you. Got a couple of quick stories here. I like reaching out either on Twitter or a social media where someone posts something in this category and it just goes off the rail, and it makes you wonder whether what they're understanding or not understanding about the wrestling business. Or with our first instance here, it's about the podcast business. We got a troll saying, "Shiznit, really? Do you people have any originality?" Now, this is from Stone Cold Brickhouse. 9763. Yeah, I'm telling YouTube. That's his YouTube person. Any originality? Shiznit? What? I wrote back, I've been doing that podcast for 9 freaking years. I'm not the original to use that as in Shiznit, but give us a break, bro. He wrote back, "Bro, I don't give a flip how long you've been doing your freaking podcast. I'm just saying, get some originality. You all sound so corny when you try to use our dialect." Huh? Our dialect? Oh, he must be a wrestler, and I can't say Shiznit, right? I wrote our dialect. Not sure what you're referring to. I even went with, I'm from the South. That's my real voice. Quit trolling. And then he went on to say, pick up a dictionary and referring to the vocabulary, the word choice. Oh, it's so silly that someone could pick apart the way I talk or that I can't say inside words. He doesn't even take a moment to figure out my history of what's going on. Hey, buddy, I'm not a know-it-all, but hey, I know more than you. All right, let's get this right. All right. Then we had Jeff listed as Chris Benoit fans is what it's listed as. He is wearing, he wanted to point out that he was at a super show in January, but he just posted this in March, and he was rocking his I'm a Chris Benoit guy. Didn't get thrown out, wasn't asked to take it off. He said, I know it's doubtful, but hopefully the healing is happening. And one day we will see the man in the Hall of Fame. Are you fucking crazy? Huh? Are you fucking crazy, dude? Look, as I said, I might not know it all, but motherfucker, I know we're never, ever going to see Chris Benoit, in the Hall of Fame. You guys know that, right? Jesus. Some of the fans. All right, guys, we're up to our number 7, which is always the big retro moment. This is with Matt Cardona, and Luke Gallons is talking to Heath Slater during a podcast, and he said he wanted to clear up a rumor. I found this hilarious, and, it's part of my perv, I guess, but Slater walks into the tanning bed room where Matt Cardona is, and Matt's decided to take care of business, if you know what I mean. And right mid-stroke, Heath walks in, turns around and leaves. And so we end up seeing Matt on another podcast where they try to confirm this with Matt, that he was caught masturbating in the tanning bed. What the fuck? I mean, who hadn't masturbated in the tanning bed, right? Right? Well, they was asked if he finished, and he did not finish, y'all. You'd be happy to know that he did not finish, but he did he did confirm that this was, let me get this was a true fact. That's right, a true fact. Well, this brings us up to number 6. I don't even know where I'm at. Number 6. I got so much stuff on my screen right now doing this by myself. Well, I want to watch this video real quick. As we were watching the video, we had a ref bump, and this was at OVW. We had a ref bump, and then the referee had a seizure right there. Al Snow being the leader here of OVW. Everyone's shocked to see something like this. Guys, stuff like this happens in the business all the time. But if you're watching the video with me, it's kind of hard to look at, in the sense that I don't know why they moved him, why they kicked him. That's the part that pissed me off. If you got anybody that's seasoned out, or you can see that they're hurt, don't touch them. Stop the fucking match. I don't care if you're doing one of those fucking pay-per-views or whatever you're doing. Guys, you got to stop the match. You got to put the X up. You got to have people in. That match is not as important as someone's life. What the fuck was you guys thinking? Especially the guy that moved him. The referee was in the hospital and made a point they wasn't mad at anyone, and as a whole, and he's doing okay. He stayed 24 hours in the hospital. But man, this is there is a criticism. I can give you a criticism, okay? Because to be a professional, you got to know all kinds of stuff like this. To be a professional wrestler, you can't do stupid shit like moving somebody that's having a seizure. Now, we make jokes about Jimmy Valiant acts like he's having a seizure when he gets beat up. But this, if you watch the video with me right there, this was clear. This was shoot, as they say. And guys, don't touch him. Come on, Al. Give him a little bit better rules and regulations when it comes to stuff like that. Guys, we did it. Now we're going to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 after the commercial break. And we're going to talk about something at halftime. Now, on with the sponsors.
Memphis Wrestling is on fire. Join us live this next Sunday, April 19th. Eugene returns to Memphis Wrestling, plus the bounty hunter Brian Keith. Saturday, May 2nd, handsome Jimmy Valiant is coming to town for Tupelo Con. Sunday, May 3rd, WWE Hall of Famer Boogie Woogie Main Jimmy Valiant returns to the Wrestle Center. Sunday, May 31st, Big Vito is coming to Memphis Wrestling. All tickets are on sale now. Get yours right now at memphiswrestling.tv.
Wrestling fans, are you ready? Every Friday night in Osceola, Arkansas, MCW, the legacy continues. Live, hard-hitting, family-friendly wrestling action every Friday night at the MCW Arena, located at 1098 West Kaiser. Doors open at 6:30 and the action starts at 8 p.m. sharp. Don't miss your chance to see the stars of MCW battling out in the ring, rivals, drama, and slam-packed action. Here's what I want you to do. If you have any questions, I want you to search Facebook for Osceola's Mid-Southern Championship Wrestling. All ticket information, how to get your ticket, what time the show starts, everything right there on Facebook. All tickets are on sale right now. Be there! we're back. Halftime. I still have new software and hadn't put that crazy theme song of halftime on there, but we listen to it and hear it all the time. So halftime. Got to dance. How about that? I want to talk about something, and I'll need some feedback here because I don't have, as we mentioned, Gene is off on a assignment, taking time off, but I hear this talked about all the time. People saying stuff, and Meltzer throws it out a lot. Everybody throws it out a lot. The old guys always talked about what the new guys are doing is not good for the business. I used to have a joke with my old buddy, Brian Thompson. As soon as he picked up the phone, he would say, "Let me tell you what's wrong with the wrestling business." And I do remember that in each stage of the business, as we talked about, we're able to watch it changes. But the old guys are almost right every time. The main discussion right now is the AEW style. And also, I'm not going to just blame it on AEW style. I'm also going to blame it on WWE, where there's all these dives, where there's all these, even, Memphis Wrestling, bumps on the outside of the ring, power bombs, stuff like that. I made a comment that if you want to have a longevity, I believe this was on one of our ride-along, study the career of Randy Orton. I may be wrong. Somebody can correct me here. But I believe he's only had one major injury the whole time. You're talking about a guy who works safe. Everybody loves to work him. It's a lot different than a match that has a needle going through your face or glass or, if you look at some of those death guys now from 15 years ago, some of them can't even walk. My main deal with this, and it's the old guys are always bitching, the old guys are going to have some good advice. The old guys are going to tell you what psychology is. The old guys are going to tell you, do this bump instead of that bump, you'll get the same reaction. You keep upping it, and everybody gets hurt. We had Kyle Fletcher hurt again. Ospreay, within 6 months, will probably hurt again. Just slow down. Do your moves. Get over. You don't have to do all that shit if you get over. I promise you. Let me know what you thought about halftime. That was halftime. Now let's get to 5, 4, 3, 2, and number 1. All right. We got number 5, Smarks be acting crazy. That's right. Smarks be acting crazy. Now, there's all kinds of controversy that we will be talking about this incident next month. It comes out next month. The video you're seeing is coming from Stevie Richards' podcast. Cruel got attacked, got stabbed by a fan, apparently, or did he? We'll talk about that next month. But when you see this, we have it blurred out. When we see this, a fan attacks Cruel, stabs him. Just totally dangerous. Even if it was a work, and that's what some people were saying, let's talk about this, all right? You have to, and I talked about the OVW incident, but you also got to have security. You got to have somebody there that's going to keep, and this is what Stevie Richards said in the video, is if that fan is giving you shit, shiznit, if you will, the whole night, you, number one, might want to tell the security, hey, keep an eye on this guy. I remember this one crazed guy that would always give me hell, and I would always grab the security's arm and point at that guy but not say anything about him out loud, but say to the security, make sure you keep an eye on the guy. I've had people touch me. I've told the story about pulling my pants down. it's a scary feeling. Now, understand, I was limited. I may have had about, I don't know, 400 to 500 dates in my career. I'm doing the quotation marks in the wrestling business. But it's a scary thing. And you got to have security for things like that. And I've seen shows where security there was these tiny guys that was part of security, which they need bigger guys or people that can actually take care of themselves. So, like I said, we'll talk about this a little more. I just want to, it's a WTF moment as you see someone get stabbed. And mainly, I just want to say with a fan being able to get that close to the wrestler and doing that stuff to them is just scary as fuck. It really is. All right, we're up to number 4. A few things. Wrestlers behaving badly. Our first little video here, you'll see Nino, and I'm going to say Hamburgerissa. He is from AAA, and he was fired because apparently at an independent show, he struck a fan. If you'll watch the video, he sits and then elbows the fan. I don't know what he was thinking unless this was one of his friends, but he was notified of his dismissal during the month on Friday on Zoom. Yeah, that's right. They got rid of him on Zoom. But that's something else you don't do. Now, Bill Dundee used to do a spot where he went into the crowd and sat down in an actual lady's chair or seat and in her lap. Stuff like that's fun, but you cannot elbow the fan. All right, up next, we're showing that video of Logan Paul. He got a call during one of his podcasts. He had tried to set up a $1 million winner takes all boxing challenge to any NFL player. I say this is a work. The phone call telling him he can't do it from the WWE because they don't want him to get hurt. I think that might have been. But what the fuck? What the fuck were you thinking? Number one, some of these guys that are on contract with the NFL has to be ready to play football, not play fight with you, Logan Paul. And even though we got a lot of publicity about it, it is one of those things where I don't know what you was thinking. They're under contract. They're not going to fight you in any kind of match. So kind of sounded like a work, but they did get a lot of people talking. And speaking of people talking, wrestling's behaving badly. We had Tama Tonga, and you're seeing a little bit of the video here. I don't see a big deal about it. Apparently, there's some people in the ring going over their matches before the matches. He got fined. They're saying $2,000 for filming this backstage before the show starts and showing what was going on. The people in the ring looks like they're going over spots and such. Man, no big deal to me, guys. I mean, the business has been exposed many ways, but I don't believe Tama Tonga will do it ever again, right? I don't think we'll see him doing that. Let's watch this clip real quick. We do this is number 3, which is called Shock Me, Shock Me. We wanted to kind of have fun with this, where we changed it into let's listen to stupid shit TK says. We'll listen to it in the background area. And what got me was the sports league that has the highest spend in the world on streaming videos per month of their fans of all the sports leagues
PGA, WWE
is AEW. So what he's saying is more people spend more money on AEW than any other watch AEW more than any streaming videos
is AEW.
Wow.
when it comes to sports leagues. Now, I'm going to disagree. I don't know 100%, but I said, what the fuck? This Tony Khan claims to be, one of these honest wrestling promoters. Yeah, I know that doesn't exist, but he claims to be. But then he not going business for himself. He just goes in business for AEW, which is typical wrestling promoter bullshit. I'm used to that. I have no problem with you saying I drew a gazillion people. I really don't. I never cared about you saying WWE saying they have more people in the building than they did. Who gives a fuck, really? But you can't just go on and say, "Oh, we got the best of this. I found this out." I'm sorry, don't believe you, Tony. Think you're being a typical wrestling promoter. Come on. That was number 3. Shock me, shock me. All right, we're up to number 2. And I know Gene and I have talked about this. Ricochet online has done a lot to turn me against him as a wrestler. It's because I believe most of the stuff he is saying is shoot. I've had other people tell me he's just trying to be a heel. You notice he never done any of that shit, whether it was good or bad when he was with WWE. They don't let you be an idiot. He faced a lot of backlash this month after he told a woman he was glad she was battling MS. It went down on March the 16th. She had made a comment, his acting hasn't improved, and he said, "I'm glad you got MS." Then he took it down. He apologized. Here is the thing to think about. This is what pissed me off about this and said, what the fuck? When he saw that lady, he had, instead of just commenting, don't you think he had to go out of his way to look at her post, to talk about her MS, to spend some time with her about that? What the fuck, Ricochet? He apologized. He didn't get fined. He didn't get in trouble. Go back to TK being, no, he's supposed to be a cool owner. No, he's right back on television. This is the kind of shit that I would control. Tell them this is what you can say, this is what you can't say on social media. That was number 2. What the fuck were you thinking? Ricochet. Ricochet's an idiot, is what I wrote also. All right, we're up to number 1. Number 1. What the fuck? So, revealed this month, and as they reported on the Observer, one of those what if moments in pro wrestling. Report coming out that Tony Khan had put in a bid for WWE in 2023. What the fuck? Really? I mean, y'all know he's got the money. He's a huge money mark. Don't call him that. Fuck it. So he tried to get the WWE, much like Vince bought WCW for pennies. He wasn't going to buy it for pennies. But apparently had put a bid in of $6.9 billion. That's right. This shows me a couple of things. I was surprised, but it also shows me a few things is, Tony's not a dummy in the sense that he knows what the number 1 promotion is. And if he knows if he bought that, he could take over and do his brand of wrestling 24/7, whatever. But he doesn't understand that if he bought it and did his brand of wrestling, he is still going to have a niche, whatever how you want to pronounce it, audience. It's not going to change. Now, there's been all kinds of talk of the upswing of the ratings. Something Bischoff said one time. A guy who's been in the business forever. This is all about a period of time, not weekly. You can maybe, it's just like anything. And what's my views weekly? It doesn't matter. It's all about, and I had to learn this too when doing the podcast. I'm looking at a yearly day. How much are we doing per year? I have a yearly goal. If I hit that goal, I'm happy. If I don't hit that goal, then we'll do something different next year. We don't stay on the same path. We have to change. He believed he could buy WWE, keep the success going, and they would have changed everybody they pushed. And I'm not saying the AEW roster is bad. MJF is one of my favorites. I love Ospreay. I love Kenny Omega. I may criticize them, but I love those guys. The Young Bucks, fantastic in the ring. FTR. But he would not be any more he would not be any more successful running the WWE than he is with the AEW. Not saying he is not successful. I'm just saying it would not be more there. That style of wrestling is for a certain amount of people, and that certain amount of people will fluctuate up and down. If they get somebody hot, they could hit that million people watching a week again. But is there somebody in the business that would get that hot? Is there somebody? That was our number one for the month. Well, Tony Khan put in a huge $6.9 billion bid for WWE. Guys, you know what I'm fixing to say. Same bat time, same bat channel on the best little wrestling podcast in the business. Be there. And as everyone knows, y'all know this. Get well soon, mama. I love my mama.